Hi, my name is Anamika and I'd like to share my story with you. I had a suicide attempt last year, 2018. Firstly, before I actually made the attempt that particular day, there were so many things that had been happening in my life. And to summarize it, I would say I had reached a point where I was feeling very hopeless, very helpless, and very confused, combined with very low self-esteem and the inability to come out of that. I had started taking medication without prescriptions, which I was able to purchase online. The actual day of the incident is something I would never forget. I had consumed poison, which led to me being hospitalized for close to a month. A few things that really I would never forget about this experience would be the fact that prior to making this attempt, I was too scared to reach out to people who I knew cared for me, friends, family. I didn't get professional help to deal with my feelings because I thought that there was no point, and I thought that people wouldn't be interested in listening to what I had to say, and I also felt that I wasn't worth it. I wasn't worth getting the help. So moving ahead, this incident happened, and I reached out for help probably a few minutes before I totally lost consciousness. My call for help was responded to immediately by my family, and I was rushed to hospital. Something that people probably don't realize if they're contemplating suicide is if it doesn't work, such as in my case, the recovery, the hospitalization, the physical and the emotional recovery is really terrible. I was in a coma for a period of time, about 3 weeks. I couldn't do anything for myself. I was basically like a child. I didn't have any dignity. I was just a body, and then I had to have some of the nurses do everything for me. And then I slowly recovered, and as I started recovering, I had so many thoughts going on in my head. It was impossible to manage the thoughts. I had hallucinations, I had paranoia, and the doctors helped me to get through all of that. Having come out of it, it has left a huge impact on my life. There are relationships with family and friends that have completely broken as a result of this attempt for various reasons. I have now reached a point where I am much better, and I am confident in saying that I would not attempt this again. My key learnings would be people around you care about you and want to help you, but you need to reach out for help. There are professionals who've helped me tremendously to come to terms with what was going on in my mind, and were able to really help me work through my issues. My friends have been a huge support. And what I would say is there are options out there. This is not your only option, and making an attempt is horrendous. It's extremely difficult for somebody to reach the point where they actually want to do this, plan it, execute it. And I had done all that, the planning, the execution. But the body wants to live. So no matter what I had wanted to do, there's a survival instinct in the body which made me make the phone calls that I made to get help. What I would say to anybody is prevention is really important, and it's up to you to get the help that you need and to have the confidence to reach out to people around you. If I was asked the question today, am I completely fine? Do I ever feel depressed or down? No, definitely not. I do have moments where I slip back into depression, where I feel hopeless, where these thoughts play on my head. But the key changes are, I've spoken about it now a lot, so people close to me know what I've been through. I have wonderful friends that don't judge me and are just there for me and tell me that they're there for me no matter what, just for company or just to talk. I've had wonderful mental health professionals helped me also. And I think one other change I made in my life was also keeping myself much busier than I was before. So I have a lot more things to do, a lot more to look forward to. And having recovered from such an experience, I would just say it's not worth doing it. It affects so many other people, it's not just you. And at that point in time, I didn't care. But today I look back and I think of how I really didn't want people around me to get affected in the way that they did. So to summarize, I would say to anybody that's going through mental trauma, get help, speak to people. There are people who care about you, and there are other options. This is not your only option. And I would just wish everybody gets help and prevents themselves from reaching the stage that I reached in good time. And that's my story. That's what I would have wanted to share with you. Thank you.